So what we are seeing on the Senzo Meyiwa trial, we are seeing really the definition of what a succus is, because today it turned into some ugly scene where Advocate Mnisi is being accused. Look, is being accused by the judge, Advocate Baloyi, as well as Brigadier Gininda. Now, there's something that I want to show you. It's funny that today, by Advocate Mnisi, he's being accused of the very things that are done by the judge. But don't worry, I want to show you something. So this video is probably going to be a long video, but I need to show you some things in between because it is very important that I show you this. So I'm going to play you these videos. I want you to notice something in these things, right? Notice what Baloyi is saying. Notice the argument between Judge Ratamba, between Advocate Mnisi and Gininda. Notice the following. Notice the remarks of the judge, but notice the behavior of the judge just yesterday. That the behavior of the judge, the behavior of the state witnesses, the behavior of Baloyi is excusable. Only the defense that must remain professional under all circumstances, as difficult as it is to be fair or to be treated fair in that courtroom. But the defense, for some strange reasons, they must just remain calm, cool, and you know what I'm saying? How many times have the current witness, Brigadier Gininda, how many times has he disrespected the defense? They are supposed to sit here and say, hallelujah, Brigadier Gininda, hallelujah, it is fine. They are supposed to accept everything that is going on, accept all these things that are going on in court, and just be okay with that. No. That is not okay. What is being done to the defense, what is being done to the accused, it's not okay. Everybody can see it. We can see it for what it is. No. But before I get upset, because I stand with Advocate Mnisi, regardless of who says what, I don't care, I don't give a damn, not even a swimming pool, but I stand with Advocate Mnisi, and it ends there. Because this is so annoying. The fact that it's okay when they are doing it to the defense. As soon as the defense stand firm, then they are supposed to be treated the way they are treated. As soon as the defense stood their grounds, then they are supposed to be intimidated. You call this a fair trial. You call this a fair trial that's supposed to lead to just an equitable decision. This is not fair to the defense, to the accused. This is not fair. You call this fairness? No. This is pure circus. Under the leadership of an old man with 56 years experience. But people are continue being treated the way that they are being treated. And they're supposed to be okay with this nonsensical treatment. No. Come on, guys. This is how it started.
Okay, let's adjourn until tomorrow then. So, but you will continue the cross-examination.
As it please the court.
My Lord,
yeah.
If I may say, my Lord,
yes,
and I'm saying this with greatest respect to Advocate Mnisi, I'm really taking exception for his, because I'm struggling even to find the right word, because I really regard his utterances, the last ones that he made towards me, in terms of ethics, as disrespectful, and is not maintaining the decorum of this court, my Lord, because I was asked to comment by the court. It's not me who just came in while he was talking, and I don't understand how could it be unethical of me to respond to the court, because the court invited me to say something and I've said it. So his really acerbic statements, as Advocate Baloyi have said, are really not sitting well with me, my Lord, and I really want to plead with him that please, I don't take kind to what he's saying. I think it's uncalled for. I really think it's unnecessary. Can he really try to contain himself? And
may I respond, my Lord? May I respond?
This is the thing, my Lord, I'm not even done. You see,
yes, because he'll never be finished, Gininda. May I respond, my Lord?
He says it's not yet finished. He says so, not me. Yeah, you're saying?
This is the point, my Lord. These are the things that I'm saying, that I understand that we are here simply to assist the court to come to a finding. There is nothing personal from me towards Advocate Mnisi. I simply request the same treatment from him. And I do not think it's respectful and also maintaining the decorum of this court, that when the court is talking to me, he then jumps in and wants to criticize me for answering what the court is asking me, my lord, or asking me to comment. That's all I need to say, my lord.
Yeah, fine. Let's hear you.
My lord, the court is busy talking about arrangements for the inspection in loco. Then the court, amongst others, says, have we ever heard about a train that has fallen onto a freeway, or a plane that has fallen into on a freeway? That is outside the context of the testimony that we've been busy with. And then there comes Gininda. He says, just like what could have happened to Mohale when he took accused from Fileria to Phosphorus. What was the relevance of that, my lord? What was really the relevance of it? Because the court was not there. The court is just making a very wide example, which is why I said to Brigadier Gininda, can you please be ethical? We don't talk about, this is not the stage at which we're talking about the merits of the, why do we have to factor in that point? What is it that is trying to plant into the mind of the court? And I said to him, next thing he'll be crying about him not being respected when he himself does not respect himself. And I said to him, that is unethical, and it is indeed unethical, man. Thank you.
Now, okay. Now, I'm going to play you a video from Advocate Baloyi. I want you to notice something. The second video that I want to insert is about Advocate Baloyi. Now, you see how it started. This man, Gininda is being stopped, and Mnisi caught him right at his tricks. And he realized that, you know what, I'm being caught. How did he think about inserting Sergeant Mohola when the judge did not even ask that, but he was busy? And I listened to that, I was like, no man, this man, he's inserting that. Now he's creating some theories that, to me, it sounds like, you know what, Advocate Mohola could have been in danger. Just when I was listening to the trial and I heard him saying that, I was like, this man is simply saying, look, just like Mohola, he could have been in danger. Who invited him to say that? He's being led, he's being cross-examined. But the number one state witness says nothing wrong with that, because the defense, under everything, they must always be wrong. Why? Because they are the defense. Because the number one witness have decided to take a side in that sense of mayoral trial. And we must accept the suckers that is going on there and think that this whole thing is going to lead to a fair, just, and equitable trial. No, we are not going to accept the nonsensical behavior that we are seeing there. We are not going to accept that. It is unacceptable. It is nonsense behavior. It is not supposed to be. Come on, guys, we've been speaking. We have seen the best from other people. We have seen the best from other courts. We cannot be told that today Mnisi is being unprofessional. How many times have we seen unprofessional behavior from Baloyi, who will come up? How many times have Baloyi disobeyed the orders of the court? Not long ago, Mnisi was reminding him that you made an order, they did not honor that order. What did the judge say to that? Nothing. How many times have the judge spoke over people? Who said what? No, because the judge must not be told when it's wrong. He must do evil things to people in public, but then he must be rebuked in secret. I'm surprised that people can give it, but they can't take it. No, if you can't take it, then don't give it. If you don't want people to treat you a certain way, don't treat them that way too. Simple, straightforward, basic, fundamental principles. But now we must teach all people simple, fundamental, and basic principles that if you want people to respect you, respect them too. Respect is a two-way street. It's not supposed to be a one-way street. But now, people there in that court must, come on. Now it's so annoying, it's so boring. It's super annoying that people want to be respected for some strange reasons, but they don't respect other people too. Respect is a two-way traffic. It's not a one-way traffic. If you want the defense lawyers to respect you, then respect them too. This is suckers. Now, don't talk over somebody, says Baloyi. But how many times have the judge spoke over people? How many times? Listen to Baloyi here.
Any comments, Mr. Balui, about the conduct of us, all of us here.
I think talking over somebody else, it's just simply unacceptable, my lord. I think if someone says something that one doesn't agree with, one can always, at the later stage, when that person has finished talking, to then take up that point, but not to directly confront that person and talk over him. I think that is not acceptable, my lord.
So I'm surprised. Today, they want to make a meal out of it. Don't worry, I'm going to remind you. Yesterday, not even anything. Yesterday, I'm going to remind you what happened yesterday. Listen, did you hear me? I said, I'm going to remind you what happened yesterday. Just yesterday. I'm going to remind you what happened yesterday. But before we get to yesterday, you're going to tell me, you are going to tell me if what you are seeing is the right thing or not. If this is acceptable because it is done by them, it's supposed to be acceptable. No way we're going to accept that. No, today, look, Advocate Mnisi was lectured, was given a whole lecture how to behave. And I'm listening to this, I'm like, how? Yabatu. When Mapopola was disrespecting the defense, did the judge decide that, okay, this is unacceptable? The decorum of the court is not being maintained. No, you know what he did? He kept quiet because it's okay when it is done by the witnesses. How many witnesses? There was this rude police officer, that female police. I forgot her surname. It's not Mohola. It's not that female officer who was very rude. Very number one rude person, that female police officer who was testifying there. What did the judge say? Didn't the judge, look, do you remember? Maybe my ears, maybe you saw something that I did not see. I don't remember the judge rebuking or calling them into order. Equal, I don't remember even a single incident where he called Zandi Kumal or any of this. Do you remember Tomelo disrespecting the defense live on camera? What did the judge do? Nothing, because that behavior is acceptable as long as it is done by his favorite people. Do you remember? I think a person that almost behaved a little bit better was Umtozisi. Tomelo was very disrespectful at some point. But do you remember the judge rebuking him? Me, I don't. Today we're supposed to be told that Mnisi, he must behave better because he's an officer of the court. Respect is a two-way street. A witness stands there, he must maintain the decorum of the court, as well as the officer of the court being the state witnesses, the judge, together with the defense. The state prosecutor, the judge, the defense, and the witness, both must maintain the decorum of the court equally. It does not matter who you are. And if you think that I'm joking, remember what happened to Jacob Zuma when he walks away there. It was considered that it is a contempt of what? It was considered a disrespect to a judge. It was sentenced to 24 months in prison. Meaning to say, it does not matter whether you are a witness, whether you are an accused, or whether you must maintain the decorum of the court. That is to say, respect is a two-way street. But you know what happens? They then go and read things that has got to do with the defense. Today we hear Mnisi being rebuked here.
When are you guys going to start respecting each other? This trial is watched by the whole of South Africa, I'm told. And they can see how us blacks, and when I mention blacks, people will say, hey. I mean, it's us doing all this. So when are we going to respect each other? Because we all are supposed to be officers of the law. And we all are charged with this case to do our best of the roles which this case forces us to undertake. You as the investigator, he as the prosecutor, me as the judge, and the defense advocates here. And then they accuse themselves. and even the audience listening as to how do blacks conduct courts. Because it's about blacks. Baphuza ngathi itiye belungu. We told you these guys can't run this country. Look what they're doing. And I read what these guys, I read the other day, and people thought I'm wasting time to say how we must behave. And I'm not going to read it today. I'll read it again tomorrow morning. How we should respect each other, treat each other with respect. That's it. Any comments, Mr. Balui, about the conduct of us, all of us here?
I think talking over somebody else, it's just simply unacceptable, my lord. I think if someone says something that one doesn't agree with, one can always, at the later stage, when that person has finished talking, to then take up that point, but not to directly confront that person and talk over him. I think that is not acceptable, my lord.
Yes, Mr. Doctor, you're also sitting here. Let's hear your view.
I share the same sentiments that we came to. Completely out of line is to confront colleagues in open court.
I've heard you, Mr. Mnisi. You, Mr. Ramsipedi?
My lord, the principle is clear. The decorum must be maintained at all times by all officers of this court, my lord, as the court insists.
Right, Mr. Umalo.
Yes, the decorum must be respected and maintained at all material times. But I think at some point, cases might not go with emotions.
Okay, let's read this, all of us. It's on section 166, chapter 2, conduct of proceedings. Requirements, it's on page 22-53. It's Himstra, we all have read it, I'm sure. It says, requirements, courtesy. The questioner may never go outside the bounds of decency. Where the limit is, and you may differ from one witness to the next, but courtesy is always expected from an officer of the court, like we claim to be. Furthermore, courtesy costs nothing, and practitioners owe it to the court and every witness. The dignity of the witness may never be ridiculed. The court warns against the tendency of cross-examining to sneak in personal opinions on the witness's credibility, including crude variations such as, "Now you are lying," not only is behaving in an insulting manner towards the witness an abuse of the right of cross-examination, it is also a contemptuous assumption of the court's function as the sole arbiter of credibility. Cross-examination should tell the witness, the cross-examiner should tell the witness that he or she will argue at the end of the case what the witness's answer should be and that it should be rejected, etc., etc. Everyone is entitled to be addressed decently by his or her surname and title in court. The use of addresses such as witness or accused have on several occasions been disapproved of their meaning. It is simply not acceptable to address an adult by his or her first name. The court in Tswai pointed out that especially the humble amongst us should be treated with respect and understanding, with respect and correct and timely admonition. That's what he's saying. There are other things they say. But we are deficient in that. Okay. So let's hope to behave ourselves. I mean, me, I'm being told, why ungabuzi lona? Why ungabuzi lona? I mean, you never address a judicial officer like that. If a judge makes a comment, you shut up. That's how we were taught, you know. You keep quiet. If a judge has offended you, you ask to see the judge in chambers. You complain, fine. But this thing of arguing with the judge in open court like this, people see that you don't care for the judge, you don't even respect that judge. The same thing happens with witnesses. You may differ with a witness when he gives evidence, but respect his opinion. Now we're fighting every day here in this court. We're fighting about decorum. Okay, let's come tomorrow then.
You know what, guys? The other time I saw a lawyer. This lawyer was showing me R versus Hepworth. This person was saying to me, you know that if you read R versus Hepworth, you will realize that even the judge there are things that this judge did not read. Those things that he did not read, it relates to how he is supposed to behave. He did not read the whole thing. He read the portion that he wanted, that insinuate that he's allowed to enter the arena. But when you go down, it also speaks about when and how he should enter the arena. The R versus Hepworth, the first thing that he read when he took that case off. But speaking about the arena, it takes us to the video that I said I was going to show you. Do you remember what happened yesterday? No. I'm not talking about 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, 1 year, 1 month, 1 week ago. No. 3 days. No. I'm saying, do you remember what happened yesterday, the 3rd of June, 2024? 2025. Do you remember what happened? Do you remember was that behavior professional? From him, he who says that people must respect, people must maintain the decorum of the court. Did he do that yesterday? In court? Oh, you want to tell me it is acceptable? Hey, man. I'm now convinced. You know what? I always had a problem to say, how is it that these parents tend to love one child, the last born, and shield the last born, even when the last born, even when there's clear evidence that the last born is wrong? I always wondered why, but today I got the answer. You know what? It doesn't matter what the state does. It doesn't matter what the witnesses does. It doesn't matter what the judge does. It is fine. The judge will defend everything. But the witness, the defense must not sin, because when they sin, it's sin. But when this Baloyi violate or disobey the court order, it's fine. You know what? I now realize it now makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. When we have our parents who used to love the last borns, you know, when you're looking at this person, looking at Judge Arata, you get to see, oh, it makes sense. This thing, it makes sense. It makes sense when parents have chosen to love the last born. No matter what you say, no matter, even if you are proving that this person is wrong, they are not going to see it because they don't want to see it. It does not matter what you say. You can scream your lungs out. It will not change the fact that the parent have chosen to love the last born. And no matter what you say after that, it does not matter. Doesn't matter. But I want to show you what happened yesterday, just to demonstrate this point that it does not matter what you say. What matters is the fact that the judge has decided that I'm going to defend them no matter what. The judge misbehaved yesterday here.
You mean it's wrong?
It is wrong. Let me explain how wrong it is.
No, you don't explain to a judge, please. You can argue against the judge.
Thank you, my lord. I will argue at the end of this trial.
I'm 55 years in this profession.
Thank you, my lord. I will argue at the end of this trial.
Jesus.
Thank you. Not actually.
Now, okay. Now, I want you to tell me in the comment section, because I'm not. I stand with Advocate Mnisi in these difficult times. I stand with Advocate Mnisi. And I'm going to show you a video where Advocate Mnisi was flogging. You know, he kept flogging flogging yesterday. It is the things that Mnisi has been doing to Brigadier Gininda, where the judge realized that, you know what, we are cooked here. We are cooked. This man is cooking us. Instead of just acknowledging that, you know what, Mnisi, you are cooking, and we can't hide anymore. The fact that you are, Mnisi, you are cooking us alive, and you are boiling us live on camera. Instead of just acknowledging that, no, they want to make Mnisi look bad. Hey, Mnisi this. Hey, Mnisi that. Hey, guys, tell me in the comment section below, because I mean,